everyone, welcome back. So today I'm really excited because I wanted to do a look inspired by a look I saw on Instagram, but finally using the Emily palette. I've had this palette for literally what, like 4 or 5 months now, and I have not done a look or a review of it on my YouTube, and it's so broken. Like, this is all messed up because this came loose and then it just keeps falling apart. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. But before we jump into it, please make sure that you like, comment and subscribe. Yeah, I've already done my eyebrows, but we're just going to get straight into it. And I want to try out this Ardell in her prime eye primer again. I tried this in my full face first impressions of beauty outlet, and my skin looked a little like, I don't know, elephanty. So I just want to try it out again today and see if it can actually make these shadows work a little better. Because when I've actually tried this palette out in the past, I haven't actually loved it. We're gonna go straight in with this palette. The look that I saw, I'm not gonna recreate it like completely. I'm just gonna take inspiration from it. I'm gonna take Prayer, which is this like mauvey tone up here. I'm just sort of like stamping this first and then we'll blend. So the day that I'm filming this is Sunday, so what are you guys all up to on Sundays? Do you have roast? Are you a roast dinner person or a non-roast dinner person on Sunday? Because when I was growing up, I always had roast dinners on Sunday, and still to this day I'm like, I want a roast dinner. But Cameron actually, like, he really doesn't like roast dinners. And if you do have roast dinners on Sunday, do you have them like really early in the day? Like my dad, he always wants to have like his roast dinners at like 12 in the like midday, and like I have it at dinner time, so like 6 or 7. So what are you like? Do you do that? Do you have roast dinners at all? Do you not like roast dinners? My favourite part of it is Yorkshire pudding. What's your favourite part? Well, to warm it up a little bit, we'll go in with Dues Paid, which is kind of like a warm tone brown. And that's the one thing I actually did notice with this palette, is that like there's not really a lot of like actual like neutral shades. But yeah, I did actually film like a review of this like ages ago when I first got out of the hospital, but all the footage got lost, so I just never ended up doing it again. But I thought, why not today? I'm going to take, I think, what are you called? Cheer. And hers was like winged out, so I'm going to start doing a little bit of that action. I'm thinking as well after this, once I've done my makeup, of filming sort of like a eyeshadow palette collection kind of thing. Yeah, I thought it would be cool to like document what I've got now, so that like when the year finishes, I will be able to know like what I got, what I lost throughout the year. I'm going to take Family, which is this dark purple here. Had problems with this shade in the past. Yeah, I did a little questionnaire on Instagram and asked what kind of videos people would want to see. So I suppose I'll do it over here as well. What kind of videos do you like to watch? What kind of videos do you want to see? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to take a bit of, I don't know how to say this, like Pi-Fi? I don't know. I'm going to take a bit of that and a little bit of Family as well. I'm going to use that to blend it out. I'm going to take a little bit more actually of that, this shade, the Cheer shade. So I'm just gently taking that like over top to try and intensify the colour a little and just make sure that everything is really nicely blended. Which is one thing I will say about these shades, they're not like easily blendable. And also with a lot of them, especially the shimmers, like they just weren't showing up with any like variety. They were all like showing up the same colour. On my clean brush, I'm going to take the Cream, which is this white shade up here, and I'm going to use that to like highlight my brow bone and just make sure that all of these edges are nicely blended. Like, can you see the difference between this eye and this eye? Like, it's just so much like softer and blended out and like not as harsh. I will take Top Story, which is this gold shade. Just going to take it on my finger. Taking a very small brush. I'm just going to go in with Pi-Fi mix with family, and just darken up in here again. On that exact same brush, I've just wiped off on a towel. I'm just going to take that gold shade, Top Story. I'm going to spritz it. I'm going to put it in the centre. Ooh, that looks way better spritz. And then we end up with something like this, which doesn't like pop as much as I wanted it to, but honestly I don't think that this palette is honestly that great. Like the pigments just, I don't know, it's actually really disappointing. Like this shade I was so excited for, like this Grateful shade, but it just doesn't show up how you think it would. So yeah, that's that. This is the Sun-Kissed Make Me Fancy palette. I got this for Christmas. If you've missed that video, I will link it down below as well. Then I'm going to just take a little brush and just go in with this gold shade here. And I'm going to pop this like under my brow bone. A little on top, just right in the centre. Then for the actual makeup, I'm going to start by priming my skin with this W7 Flower Power Peony Priming and Setting Mist. Honestly, the more I've been using it, the more I do not like the scent of it. Then to prime, I'm going to try again this W7 Perfectional Pore Minimizer. I want to see how this works under a foundation that I like know, because I thought it worked okay last time, but I was having some like weird texture issues on my nose, so I want to know if it was this or if it was the foundation. I just want to put this where I get the most texture. I'm going to use my Hydrating and Radiance foundation by Natural Collection. I don't know if I've ever used this on camera before, but I use this all of the time. Honestly, I really like this foundation, and I feel like it was like so cheap. You can build it up like a little to like a, it's still honestly at like a light medium coverage, but you can build it up a little. Okay, I think it might be that primer. I think the primer might have been the culprit, because my nose, like, it doesn't, product just doesn't seem to be sitting there. Then for concealer, I'll use one I haven't used in a while. This is my She Glam Eye Candy Pro Longwear Concealer. Honestly, I don't use this concealer much, partly because of the way you have to apply it. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of it. But the concealer itself, I feel like is not that bad. I just don't like the packaging. Which is another thing to mention about that flipping Emily palette. So when it was non-broken, this thing, yeah, the mirror, you were supposed to be able to like have it upright like this. It didn't work, it just completely fell because this is too heavy. And also to hold that whole palette up, like I have arthritis in my hands, I also have fibromyalgia, which if you don't know what that is, it's basically just like pain all over your body. So I can't hold that blimmin' thing up, it was way too heavy. I feel like that packaging was not like designed with like disabled people in mind or weak people. Like imagine if you wanted to get that for like your kid or something, like they would not be able to hold it up, it's way too heavy. Let me know if you guys have the palette and if you have the same sort of like grievances with it. I really don't like that whole plastic thing, I think it just looks cheap. The pigmentation isn't great. The variety of shades I don't really like. I don't really like the shades that were picked. But not only that, but like in their pigmentation themselves, like they don't really show up as different, even if they look different in the pan. The opacity, I don't feel like the shades are like opaque. I don't feel like they show up like true to colour. Yeah, I really don't like it. It just really doesn't work for me. That concealer, which is actually pretty nice. I mean, it's already settling into my like fine lines under here, but like every concealer in the world does it. It looks kind of radiant. And I think it's got like the best coverage in the world because you can still see my redness. And then I'm going to do sort of like a bit of cream bronzing thing with this. The Airbrush Finish Skin Tint by Body Collection in the shade Light, which as I mention all the time is definitely not in shade Light. But yeah, it's like a moussey texture, really easy to blend out, not a lot of coverage at all. But yeah, this is what they call shade Light. I like the finish of it. I think it's like meant to be matte, but honestly it's quite nice. Like it's so lightweight and like moussey that you don't feel it at all. you can't really go overboard with the amount of product that you use because it just blends out so nicely. It's a shame that they've only got like 3 shades I think they had. If they actually brought real shades out with it, like I actually think I would like that. Yeah, that's going into my under eye bags pretty quickly. This is the Collection Primed and Ready Illuminating Setting Powder. I'll do it like this side first I think, and then we'll be able to see. So I haven't done the nose yet, but this is one side set. What do you think? I feel like I can see kind of like a purplish bluish shift to my skin. Surely you can see that like purplish kind of like tinge that that's given me. The Makeup Gallery Good to Glow matte bronzer in Matte Light 1. This is from Poundland. Just sort of like above where I would contour, like above my cheekbones. Okay, so that's looking pretty, or at least I think it is. I think it looks very natural, which I'm fairly certain it says on the back here. Super soft matte bronzer for a natural glow. And then I'm going to do blush. What blush would match our eyes the best? Probably this one, eh? So I'm going to take a bit of that on this duo fibre like stippling brush thing. Just pop that sort of like back of my cheek and blend. Because it gives sort of like more contoured look. Do you see? See the difference? Kind of. Blending up sort of like to the temple area. Then highlight time, which I am excited. I'm using my Cover FX, oh, you can see outside. I'm using my Cover FX highlighting powder today. This is in Sunlight. I really liked it the last time I used it in my first impression. So we'll see if I like it as much today. It is like very sort of like subtle and natural and healthy, which I kind of like. I don't really like those like glittery stripy ones. Then I'm just going to take my W7 Flower Power Peony Spray again. Ooh. So jumping back in with our Emily palette. I'm honestly kind of thinking of just taking this Midwest shade. Then I'm just taking my brush. This is kind of the brush that we did. Took this one down a little too far, but I think it's fine. Then going in with our gold, I'm probably honestly just going to take the one from the Sunkissed palette. And I'm just going to put that right in here. I might take a bit of Cheer. This is again my Only Oily Waterproof eyeliner. You can get it from Amazon, I'll link it below. And I'm just going to do a really thin line. I'm just going to take my black e.l.f. eyeliner and I'm just going to tight line quickly up here, which I just find it so hard to do. I want to give that Ardell mascara another try. So this is the Ardell Precision Mascara. Honestly, I find the one kind of hard to use. Like I bump my eyeshadow like a lot. I apologise if you can hear the guinea pigs drinking water. I have to apologise to them every video. I'm gonna try like wiggling it a bit more, I think. Yeah, not crazy about it. I definitely get better results from my Technic one. I'll probably just try it out again in like a few weeks or something maybe. I think I'm actually going to try this top brush on my bottom lashes. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Like it honestly does not even really show up down there. I'm going to try the other side with the actual bottom bit that you're meant to use, which is this like teeny tiny brush. Okay, definitely shows up more with the brush from the teeny tiny side. That did not want to come off easily. Like the little bits on the waterline and stuff, they were no problem. But then that chunk that I got there, I literally had to take like a cotton bud and like literally swipe off my makeup and go over it with a beauty blender. Also under my eyes are starting to look a little like cakey with that concealer, if you can see. I was thinking of doing this one by Colourpop, which is in the shade Genie. I really like this formula, this luxe formula. Okay, so that is that shade. That is the Colourpop in Genie. It doesn't match, so I'm gonna just take that off. Yeah, it's way too pink, isn't it? As opposed to purple. Do you like it? What do you think? Okay, so there was that one. Or now I'm gonna put on just my I Heart Revolution Gloss in Salted Caramel. And that's the end of the video, guys. This is the look all up close in natural lighting so you can see everything. I enjoyed doing this. Let me know if you want to see more sort of things like this. We can do a series like recreating looks on Instagram or taking inspiration from looks on Instagram. Or what is my hair doing? It looks grey. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe after this video finishes, and check out some of the ones that I've linked down below. So, see you later. Bye.